Hello, and a very warm welcome. I'm truly glad you've chosen to spend a little time here with me today. Let's start with a question. Does this sound at all familiar? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You had a perfectly nice lunch a few hours ago. But suddenly, the fog rolls in. Your energy just seems to drain away, as if a plug has been pulled. Maybe your favorite armchair is calling your name for a nap you didn't plan on taking. Or perhaps it's a different feeling, a sudden wave of irritability, a little bit of shakiness in your hands, a craving for something sweet that feels almost impossible to ignore. For many of us, these feelings are just a part of our daily routine. We might blame it on age, on a poor night's sleep, or just one of those days. But often, these are little messages our bodies are sending us, and they're usually about one thing: blood sugar. Perhaps you've recently had a conversation with your doctor. They might have mentioned words like glucose levels, prediabetes, or the importance of managing your blood sugar. And if you felt a little knot of worry or confusion in your stomach, please know that you are not alone. It can feel like you've been handed a long list of complicated rules, a list of don'ts and be carefuls that takes the joy right out of eating. Well, today, I want you to gently push that list aside. I want you to take a nice, slow, deep breath in, and let it out. Because our conversation today is not going to be about rules or restrictions. It's not about what you must give up. Instead, this is going to be a journey of discovery. We're going to explore, together, the beautiful, delicious, and life-giving foods that can become our most loyal friends. Friends that work with our bodies to create a feeling of steady, calm energy that can last all day long. This is about rediscovering the pleasure of food and learning to trust that the right choices will love you back. So, get comfortable, perhaps grab a cup of tea, and let's begin this gentle journey together. Before we open the pantry and look at our hero foods, let's tell a little story to understand what's happening inside our bodies. First, let's talk about that blood sugar roller coaster. Imagine your body's energy is a little card on a track. When we eat or drink something that is very high in simple sugar or highly processed flour, like a sugary soda, a frosted donut, a pile of white pasta, or even a glass of fruit juice, that sugar rushes into our system all at once. It's like our little energy card is strapped to a rocket. It goes clack 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 right up to the top of a very steep, very high peak. For a moment, we feel that rush. We're energized. We're alert. But, as with any roller coaster, what goes up so very fast must come down just as quickly. Whoosh! Our body releases a flood of a hormone called insulin to deal with all that sugar. And our energy card plummets down into a deep valley. That crash is the afternoon slump. It's the crankiness, the brain fog, the shakiness. And what happens when we're in that valley? Our body sends out an SOS signal for more quick energy. Which is why we suddenly crave another cookie or another sugary drink. And so, we get back on the roller coaster for another wild ride. It's an exhausting cycle. Now, let's imagine a different story. The story of a campfire. If you build a fire using only old newspapers and dry twigs, that's our simple sugar. It will flare up brightly. A big, impressive flame, for a minute or two. And then, just as quickly, it burns out, leaving you with nothing but smoke and cold ashes. But what if you build your fire with a solid, seasoned log? A good, dense piece of oak. It might take a little longer to catch fire. But once it does, it doesn't flare up. It glows. It provides a steady, consistent, warming heat for hours and hours. You can sit by it, warm your hands, and feel its comforting presence all evening long. That solid log is the kind of energy we want from our food. The foods we're about to discuss are the solid logs for our body's fire. They release their energy, their glucose, slowly and steadily, keeping your blood sugar in that gentle, rolling hill pattern, not the wild roller coaster. They provide that consistent, reliable warmth that lets you feel your best, think clearly, and live your day with vitality. not on a cycle of boom and bust. Alright, with that beautiful image of a steady, glowing campfire in our minds, let's meet the foods that make it happen. These aren't exotic, expensive, or hard to find ingredients. They are humble, wonderful heroes, likely waiting in your kitchen right now. Our very first and most important group of companions are the fiber friends. These are our non-starchy vegetables. This is the entire rainbow of nature's goodness. We're talking about deep green spinach, kale, and chard. We're talking about crunchy broccoli and its cousin, cauliflower, bright red, yellow, and orange bell peppers, crisp cucumbers, celery, and snappy green beans, tender asparagus, earthy mushrooms, onions, garlic. The list is wonderfully long. The superpower of these foods is fiber. Now, fiber is a type of carbohydrate, but it's one that our body doesn't digest for energy. Instead, it plays two magical roles. There's insoluble fiber, which I like to call the gentle broom. It helps sweep everything through our digestive system, keeping us regular and healthy. Then there's soluble fiber, which I call the gentle sponge. When it meets water in your stomach, it forms a thick gel. This gel slows everything down. It slows down how quickly your stomach empties. And most importantly, it slows down how quickly sugar from your meal is absorbed into your bloodstream. It's the brake on the roller coaster. How to make them your best friends? The easiest rule of thumb is this: at lunch and dinner, try to imagine your plate. Can you fill half of it with these colorful fiber friends? It sounds like a lot, but it's easier than you think. Start your meal with a simple salad. It doesn't have to be fancy, just some lettuce, cucumber, and tomato with a light vinaigrette. Are you making an omelet? Throw in a big handful of spinach and some chopped mushrooms. The spinach will wilt down to almost nothing, but the fiber is still there. Making a soup or a stew? Be generous. Add extra carrots, celery, onions, or a can of diced tomatoes. And don't forget the freezer aisle. Frozen vegetables are picked and frozen at their peak of freshness. A bag of frozen broccoli, green beans, or a vegetable medley is a fantastic, convenient, and affordable way to ensure you always have fiber friends on hand. Just steam them, roast them, or toss them into whatever you're cooking. Next up, let's invite the protein powerhouses to our plate. Protein is the building block of our body. It repairs our tissues, supports our immune system, and for those of us getting older, it is absolutely essential for maintaining our muscle strength, helping us stay strong and steady on our feet. But for our blood sugar story, protein is a satiety star. Satiety is that wonderful feeling of being pleasantly full and satisfied after a meal. Protein is the best nutrient for the job. It digests very slowly and sends strong signals to our brain that we are nourished. When you include a good source of protein in your meal, you are far less likely to be hunting for a snack an hour later. Like fiber, it also dramatically slows the absorption of any carbohydrates you eat alongside it. Let's meet our protein heroes. Fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, and sardines. They are not only packed with protein but also with those incredible omega-3 fatty acids, which are superstars for our brain and heart health. Poultry, chicken and turkey are wonderful lean sources. Eggs. The humble egg is a nutritional powerhouse. It's affordable, versatile, and a perfect protein package. Legumes. This is the plant-based powerhouse family. Lentils of all colors, chickpeas, black beans, kidney beans. They are bursting with both protein and that amazing soluble fiber. A true 2-for-1 hero. Dairy. Plain Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are fantastic. They're high in protein and can be a great base for a quick breakfast or snack. How to get them on your team? Aim for a portion about the size of the palm of your hand with your main meals. It could be a piece of baked fish, a small chicken breast, a cup of lentil soup, or 2 eggs. This is the anchor of your meal that prevents you from drifting away into a sea of hunger later. Now, we need to have a little chat about fat. For decades, many of us were taught that fat was the enemy. We were told to eat fat-free everything. Thankfully, science has taught us so much more, and we now know there's a huge difference between fats. Let me introduce you to the healthy fat allies. These are not the unhealthy trans fats found in many processed snacks and fried foods. Those are like rusty, broken parts for our body's engine. Our allies are the monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. These are the high-quality, premium oils that keep our engine running smoothly. They are essential for absorbing certain vitamins, for brain health, and for reducing inflammation, and for our blood sugar. They are a secret weapon. Fat is the slowest of all nutrients to digest. When you include a healthy fat in your meal, it puts a major brake on how quickly your stomach empties. This provides a deep, lasting sense of satisfaction and is incredibly powerful for keeping blood sugar stable. Meet your allies. Avocados. Creamy, delicious, and full of healthy monounsaturated fat and potassium. Nuts. Almonds. Walnuts. Pecans. Walnuts are especially great as they contain omega-3s. Seeds. Chia seeds. Flax seeds. Pumpkin seeds. Sunflower seeds. These tiny seeds are incredibly mighty. Olives and olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, which is the cornerstone of the heart-healthy Mediterranean diet. How to invite them in? A little goes a long way. Add a quarter of an avocado to your salad or spread it on toast. Have a small handful of almonds, about 20, as a snack. Sprinkle a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds into your oatmeal or yogurt. Use a drizzle of olive oil as your primary dressing for salads and cooked vegetables. Okay, the big topic: carbohydrates. Carbs have gotten a bad reputation. But please hear me. Carbohydrates are not the enemy. They are our brains and our body's preferred source of fuel. We just need to be discerning. Like choosing the right kind of gasoline for a cherished car. This is where we make the smart carb swaps. The issue is with refined carbohydrates. Refined means they've been stripped of their natural goodness. Imagine a grain of wheat. In its whole form, it has the bran and the germ, which are packed with fiber, B vitamins, and healthy fats. To make white flour, manufacturers strip all of that away, leaving just the starchy center. This is why white bread, white rice, and most packaged cereals act like that newspaper in our campfire. They burn fast and leave us empty. Our smart swaps are the whole carbs, the ones that still have all their natural fiber intact. Whole grains. Think 100% whole wheat bread, old-fashioned rolled oats, not the sugary instant packets, brown rice, wild rice, and wonderfully versatile grains like quinoa, barley, and farro. Starchy vegetables. Sweet potatoes and squash are fantastic choices. They are sweet, yes, but they deliver that sweetness in a package full of fiber and nutrients. And what about fruit? Many people worry, but isn't fruit full of sugar? Yes, it is, but when you eat a whole piece of fruit, like an apple or a bowl of berries, that sugar comes with a wonderful entourage of fiber and water. This completely changes how your body processes it. Think of the difference between eating a whole orange and drinking a glass of orange juice. The whole orange has fiber that slows everything down. The juice is just a fast shot of sugar. Your best fruit choices are generally the ones with the most fiber or the darkest skins, which indicates they're high in antioxidants. Berries of all kinds, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, are the absolute gold standard. Cherries, plums, pears, and apples with the skin on are also wonderful. The golden rule of carbs and fruits. The best way to enjoy these foods is to never eat them alone. Always pair them with a protein powerhouse or a healthy fat ally. This pairing is the ultimate secret to stable blood sugar. So, don't just have an apple. Have an apple with a handful of almonds. Don't just have a piece of toast. Have a piece of whole grain toast with avocado or an egg on it. This combination is your ticket to that steady, glowing energy. So we've met all our heroes. it can still feel a bit like a jumble of information. So let's walk through a potential day, and you'll see how simple and delicious this can be. Let's begin with breakfast. This meal sets the tone for your entire day. We want to start with that solid log in our fire. Option 1. The classic oatmeal bowl. Take half a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats and cook them on the stove with water or milk. Once it's creamy, here comes the magic. Stir in a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds, our healthy fat and fiber friend. Top it with a handful of blueberries, our fantastic fruit, and a sprinkle of walnuts, our protein and fat ally. This breakfast is a powerhouse that can keep you full and steady right through until lunch. Option 2. The savory scramble. Scramble 2 eggs, our protein star, with a huge handful of spinach and mushrooms, our fiber friends. Serve it alongside a single slice of 100% whole grain toast topped with a few slices of avocado, our healthy fat ally and smart carb. Moving on to a steady lunch. The goal here is to refuel without causing that afternoon fog. Option 1. The big salad concept. Start with a huge bed of mixed greens. Now, load it up with non-starchy veggies, cucumber, bell peppers, tomatoes, shredded carrots. For protein, add a can of tuna, some grilled chicken strips, or a cup of chickpeas. For healthy fat, add some sunflower seeds or a simple dressing of extra virgin olive oil. Lemon juice, salt, and pepper. It's a meal in a bowl that is satisfying and energizing. Option 2. A hearty soup. A lentil and vegetable soup is one of the most balancing meals you can eat. The lentils provide protein and soluble fiber, and you can pack it with vegetables. Pair a bowl of this soup with a small whole wheat roll on the side. A delicious and balanced dinner. This is our final meal to nourish us and carry us through the night. Here, we can use the plate method. Look at your dinner plate. Fill half of it with roasted broccoli and a side salad, our fiber friends. Fill 1/4 of the plate with your protein, perhaps a beautiful baked piece of salmon, seasoned with dill and lemon, and fill the final quarter with a smart carb, maybe half a baked sweet potato or a small scoop of quinoa. This visual method makes it so easy. And what about those moments in between? Smart snacking. A snack should be a bridge, not a roller coaster. The key is that protein-fat pairing. An apple with a tablespoon of peanut or almond butter. A small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with a few raspberries. A handful of almonds and a few whole grain crackers. Celery sticks with hummus. A hard-boiled egg. These small mini meals will keep your energy steady between your main meals. The food we eat is the foundation. But there are 3 other secret allies in our quest for stable energy and well-being. Ally number 1. Water. Our bodies are mostly water. When we are even mildly dehydrated, our blood can become more concentrated, and so can the sugar within it. Sometimes, the signal for thirst can even be mistaken for hunger. So, keep a glass or a bottle of water with you throughout the day and sip it steadily. If you find plain water boring, add a slice of lemon, some cucumber, or a sprig of mint. It makes a world of difference. Ally number 2. Gentle movement. This doesn't mean you need to join a gym or run a race. One of the most powerful things you can do for your blood sugar is to take a gentle 10 to 15 minute walk after your biggest meal of the day. When you move, your muscles get thirsty for energy. They act like sponges, soaking up the sugar from your bloodstream to use as fuel. It's a beautiful, simple mechanism. Gardening, gentle stretching, or even just walking around the house more can also be wonderfully effective. Ally number 3. Rest and calm. This is the one we often forget. When we are stressed or don't sleep well, our body releases stress hormones like cortisol. Cortisol can actually tell our liver to release stored sugar into the bloodstream. This is why you can have high blood sugar even if you've eaten perfectly. Prioritizing sleep and finding moments of calm, through deep breathing, listening to music, sitting in nature, or prayer, are not indulgences. They are essential parts of keeping our whole system in balance. And so, our journey together for today comes to a close. We've talked about a lot, from roller coasters and campfires to a whole family of friendly foods. If there is one thing I hope you take away from our conversation, it is this: managing your health and your blood sugar is not about punishment or deprivation. It is an act of profound kindness and respect for your body. It's about abundance, adding more of the beautiful, colorful, life-giving foods that nature provides. It's about choosing the steady, glowing fire over the fleeting, flashy one. Please, do not feel like you have to change everything overnight. That is the surest way to feel overwhelmed. Instead, I want to give you a very small, gentle piece of homework. Your only task for this week, if you choose to accept it, is to pick just one thing from our chat today. Just one. Maybe it's the decision to fill half your dinner plate with vegetables. Maybe it's swapping your white bread for whole grain. Maybe it's trying a handful of nuts for your afternoon snack instead of a cookie. Or maybe it's just taking that 10-minute walk after dinner. Choose one small, achievable act of kindness for yourself. Master it. Feel how good it feels. And then, when you're ready, you can choose another. That is how lasting, joyful change is made. Thank you so very much for sharing your valuable time with me. It has been an honor. Be well, eat with joy, and know that you have the power to feel your very best. One gentle meal at a time. Goodbye for now.